What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Bailey Canning. I'm an independent marketing strategist based in Colorado, working primarily with service-based businesses to help them increase the amount of traffic they're getting online, generating more leads, and ultimately signing their ideal clients. All right, very excited about this one today because on today's video, we are going to be covering what have quickly become my top 5 favorite AI marketing tools. Now, at the risk of sounding dramatic, I really cannot overstate how impactful these AI tools and just AI in general has been to my workflow as an independent marketing strategist. Someone who primarily works solo on most projects, I gotta say, I am now delivering higher quality work to my clients in a faster time frame, and I'm also saving myself hours of work per week. If we just go back 1 to 2 years ago, before these tools, a lot of these tasks I would have had to either do myself and stay up into the evenings late at night doing, or I would have had to outsource a lot of these tasks and then spend hours training this person, providing them with all the documentation they need to be successful, and then of course spending a couple $100s at least per month to pay those people to do the work. So AI has just been a total game changer in terms of me being able to deliver higher quality results to my clients in a faster time frame, and then ultimately saving myself many hours and a lot of money as well. And that's why I believe whether you're an in-house marketer or you're an agency or you're a strategist or consultant like myself, I think everybody who works in the marketing industry as of this moment really needs to be taking a look at their entire workflow, all the tasks they're doing for their company or their clients, and really doing their due diligence and research and finding out what AI tools are on the market right now that could significantly streamline the workflow and deliver higher quality results in a faster time frame, because if you're not doing that right now, you are going to fall behind. So very excited to be breaking down all these AI marketing tools today. But before we do that, you know what we got to do? We have to take care of the housekeeping. So if you're interested in branding, web design, or digital marketing, and you're looking for the latest tactics and strategies to grow your company online, then you're going to definitely want to subscribe to my channel, because I'm putting out one video per week covering those topics and breaking down everything you need to know to be successful with your online marketing efforts. And now, with that shameless plug out of the way, let's get onto today's video. The first tool we're going to talk about today is going to be Descript, and I figured it was fitting to start with this one because this is the video editing tool that I'm using to edit all the videos that you see on my YouTube channel and on my LinkedIn profile if you're following me there as well. Now, Descript is just a total game changer because it is a lot different than other video editing tools that you might be familiar with, like iMovie or DaVinci or Premiere, because how it works is that essentially you record a video. You can either do it directly in Descript or you can upload a file that you've recorded, and then instead of giving you the basic timeline editor, which also Descript does have, but the primary way you edit the videos on Descript is that it will generate a transcript of everything you say. So it's really mostly good for talking head style videos like this. But then to edit the video, all you need to do is edit the transcript, and then it makes the cuts accordingly in the video. It is using AI to, one, generate the transcript, but also it's using a bunch of different AI features, which I'll cover towards the end of this segment here. It has really democratized video editing, I would say. So you don't really need to be super technical. All you really need to do is be able to edit a Word doc, and you can edit a video now with a tool like Descript. And I gotta say, for making talking head style videos that are between 10 to 20 minutes long, before when I was using iMovie, that might take me 2 hours or so to edit, not including any extra features or bells and whistles I might want to add to the video. But with Descript, I can get a pretty solid edit done in under an hour, I would say. And I would say overall, it is probably cut in half the amount of time it takes me to edit a video compared to the more traditional video editing tools. There's also a bunch of really awesome AI tools it has, and it seems like they're always adding more. You can auto edit out filter words, so those are things like ums or stutters or pauses. You can also cut out a lot of dead sound if you're recording in one large clip. There's a feature called Studio Sound, which will apply an AI algorithm to your audio recording and just make it sound a lot more better, a lot more fuller, cut out a lot of background noise as well. There's also a bunch of really cool AI features just to help producing your content, such as quickly being able to add timestamps to your videos that you can use as chapters in YouTube. It will auto find good clips for you if you want to post short form content. This is especially good if you're using Descript to edit a podcast you have. Long story short, Descript is pretty awesome. Everyone I've told about it and started using it loves it as well. If you want to learn more about how I'm using it in my workflow to make YouTube videos like this, I'm going to link above a video I made that's much longer and much more in-depth on the topic, breaking down how I am using Descript for this channel here. All right, tool number 2, and we're going to stick with the video editing theme here. That is going to be Opus Clip. Now, I started using this one about 2 to 3 months ago, and honestly, it has been a huge time saver for me taking these long form YouTube videos videos and then cutting them down into bite-sized clips of around 60 seconds or so, and then putting those onto my LinkedIn. So this has been just so great because in the past I would use Descript to manually find good clips and then clip them out, edit them a little bit up together, and then export them and then upload them to LinkedIn. And while Descript is still a very efficient video editor to use for my needs at least, it was still a lot of manual time I had to go in to find the good clips, edit them out. Now with Opus Clip, what I'm doing instead is I just publish a YouTube video, I then take that link and copy and paste it into Opus Clip, and then after 10 to 15 minutes or so, it auto finds all the good clips. I'm generally ending up with like 10 to 15 clips per video that it automatically finds for me. They also give you a lot of good editing tools as well, so this way you can refine the clips it gives you. You can even add some B-roll, bunch of different effects you can add, and then it's super easy to just export those, and then I use a tool called Buffer to schedule those out on my LinkedIn feed as well. Generally, I post about one video per week. With that one video per week, I'm probably getting 10 to 15 clips, like I said. So that's going to be, if I want to post on LinkedIn every day, roughly about 2 weeks of content just from one video. So this has been awesome because one, now I'm actually able to promote these videos at scale on LinkedIn, who are people who are already in my network, so I can stay top of mind and provide value. And then maybe down the line, whether it's 1 month from now or 1 year from now or 10 years from now, ultimately when the time comes for them to need to hire someone like me, I am going to have top of mind and been providing value the entire time. This tool is saving me hours a week at least. And if I wanted to outsource this type of task to create the short form content, I would have had to pay a video editor probably a couple $100s a week as well if they were going to do this good of a job. So can't recommend Opus Clip enough. Again, I do have a full video I'm going to link up here breaking down exactly how I'm using it and going into all the features as well. So if you want to learn more about Opus Clip, check out the video linked up here. All right, the next tool we're going to talk about is going to be the Relume AI Site Builder. And I'm going to be putting out a video all about this tool shortly because I've only just started using it on the past few couple client projects. I have been using the Relume library, for the past year or so to quickly design and develop client websites. But recently, a couple months ago, they launched this AI site builder tool where basically you just need to give it a sitemap and then give it some direction on the project. And then it's automatically, based on that, it's going to develop wireframes for every single page that's going to be included on the website, and it's going to give you the content structure there as well. So it's going to automatically populate the entire wireframe, and it's even going to include copy, which in my experience is not that great. We'll talk about how I'm writing copy with AI in a second here, but it is at least good enough as filler, and it's better than lorem ipsum. And this way, if you wanted to send it over to a client right then and there, at least you're going to know what each section is going to be about, rather than it being lorem ipsum and them not knowing what the dummy text is really a stand-in for. They have had it for a couple months now, and it looked cool, but I honestly just avoided using it because I was using ChatGPT to help me develop UX wireframes, which I thought was a pretty good workflow in the first place. But also, I was just a little skeptical of how good of a job it would do. But honestly, the first time I used it, I was pretty blown away. I'm not going to lie. So there will be a full video coming out on that soon on this channel, but yeah, honestly, it is crazy because in the past, if I wanted to develop those UX wireframes, what I would have had to do is, even if I had a component library or a Figma library like I've had for the past several years, still I would have had to do so much manual work pasting it in and thinking about what should be a good content layout, versus now I'm getting 80% of the way there, I would say, in 5-10 minutes. So it is really quite unbelievable. I don't even know where this is going to be in like a year or two, but as of right now, it is saving me a ton of time. And the way I'm using it again is I'm not just having to generate a sitemap and then shipping that off to a client, but I'm using that to get 70 to 80% of the way there. And then I refine based on the client needs and what I think the content structure needs to be, all that type of stuff. But yeah, Relume AI Site Builder, totally crazy. What else can I say? All right, so the next tool I want to talk about is going to be Recraft. And shout out to Andy Milligan, who is a subscriber on the channel here, who I connected with on LinkedIn, and he posted about this tool over there, which is how I found out about it. The Recraft tool, I've used it on this YouTube channel to help make some thumbnails, and I've also used it in some client work as well. But it allows you to use generative AI to create images and other types of visuals that have a consistent theme, so they all look the kind of uniform, or at least in the same style guide. This is huge because I've been using Midjourney in the past, and I'm not gonna lie, I am a little bit behind on the Midjourney game at the moment. There's so many AI tools to check out. I don't have all the time in the world, but Midjourney is something I'm going to be looking at very heavily starting in Q2 this year. But Midjourney, while it has a ton of potential, one of the issues is that as you change the prompt, even if you change it just slightly, you start to get wildly different results. So it can be very difficult to work with that AI tool to generate something that's going to be visually consistent and streamlined. But with Recraft, I've been able to make custom icons for this YouTube channel as well as some client work in a matter of seconds, honestly, that are on brand with the colors that we need. And there's a ton of different styles as well that you can can easily explore. So when it comes to custom illustrations or icons, this tool is really awesome and it has a very generous free plan as well. So I highly recommend checking it out. Again, this is something where if we needed really custom visual elements or textures or icons on a website just 1 to 2 years ago, I would have had to hire an illustrator and it would have taken $1,000 or so and it would have taken a lot of time and several rounds of revisions. But instead, with this Recraft tool, I'm able to basically have an illustrator on every project and I'm able to develop designs in seconds and then continually revise them as well. Hopefully at this point in the video, you're starting to notice a theme with these AI marketing tools is that they're allowing you to deliver better results faster and saving you money. So this is something a lot of people have talked about with AI, how it's very deflationary, and I'm seeing it myself in the day-to-day work I do for clients, as well as for promoting my own business here. All right. Last tool we're talking about today, you already knew what it was, and that is going to be ChatGPT. And I honestly considered maybe not even including this one just because it is so ubiquitous, but I figured I had to because I am just using this all of the time, and it has essentially become just like an AI assistant that is on my MacBook day in and day out, helping me with a wide variety of tasks. The biggest one it's helped me with by far is the copywriting work I do for clients, usually at the start of a website build when we need to populate the website with copy, but also I've used it a lot for copywriting when it comes to advertising campaigns, whether it's on Google or Meta ads. What you need to understand when it comes to not just how you use copywriting with ChatGPT, but ChatGPT as a whole, is that it really all comes down to the inputs you give it and the amount of context you provide about the client, the project, what the goals are, all that type of stuff. You can't just open up a blank ChatGPT chat, give it 2 sentences of direction, and then expect it to start spitting out like Hemingway quality work right away. What I do is I spend a lot of time, probably an hour or so, providing you with a ton of different information about the client, notes from our meetings, different workshops that I have notes on, client avatars, all that type of stuff, and then giving it a lot of specific direction on the type of content we're writing at that time. So the page, what the goal is, what the user goals are, what we're trying to convey. It's a lot of stuff, believe me. But by putting in the legwork early on, we're then able to get really good results from the copywriting work. And again, I would say it gets me 80 to 90% of the way there. And then I do also check it myself, revise it myself. Something also I found to be very helpful is to instead just asking it for, give me one headline for this, I'll ask it for 15 headline ideas. And sometimes I find a great headline idea buried in there amongst a lot of not so good headline ideas. Or sometimes it gives me an idea that I can quickly see can be tweaked to something really awesome. Before I really got into ChatGPT about a year ago, I was using Jasper AI for some copywriting work, and I thought it was a little hit or miss. I wasn't really too impressed with it overall. Sometimes it would save me some time though, but ChatGPT is just on a whole other level in my experience. I use it a lot to do industry and market research now during the strategy phase of a website project after I take on a new client. So instead of doing my own manual research online with Google and sometimes not coming across the most helpful articles, now I just use ChatGPT and I basically tell it to act like an expert that the client has hired to brief me on all of the things I need to know about their industry, their business, etc. And then I'm actually having a real conversation with it based on what it tells me, asking follow-up questions, diving deeper into further areas, that type of stuff. So it's really a great research tool as well. I also use it a lot to help me with design work for clients. So I'll ask it, based on everything you know about this client, what do you think could be some interesting design ideas on the website? What could be some interesting animations and effects? What might be a good color scheme? Can you give me some ideas on what fonts might be good to explore? So it's really just become a great ideator as well. And that's really what it's very helpful for as well as of this time, is just helping you brainstorm and come up with ideas. All right, guys, so that's the video today. Hope you found it helpful. Hope you found it insightful. And if you work in the marketing industry, or maybe you're just a business owner / entrepreneur and you're, hustling and promoting your own business online, hopefully you got a lot of value out of this video and you found at least one tool that could have a dramatic impact on your marketing workflow. If you did, I would love to hear about it. Feel free to drop a comment. Also, if there are any other AI marketing tools out there that you are using in your daily workflow, I would love to hear about it because there are just so many tools flooding the market right now. There's a lot that didn't make the cut for this video that I was considering putting in, and I would just love to hear about it because it's really hard at the moment to honestly keep up with all the different marketing tools just coming on the scene every day. It seems like taking advantage of AI. So again, if you're interested in this type of content, definitely subscribe to my channel because I'm putting out one video per week. And until then, I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy. Thank you for watching. Bye.